in their infinite wisdom, HomeAway has taken away our ability to give you external links for more information about our properties. And so I'm recording a video because they do allow us to do those. And I want to take you through a slideshow that shows you a little bit more about why we love our Snowheresville, as we call it, Wyoming place. First of all, where the heck is it? This on screen is a picture. Red Pen is where our cabin is, right there on the eastern slope of the Bighorns, and you have great access to Devil's Tower over in here. You've got great access to historic Cody, Wyoming, Yellowstone National Park, Grand Tetons, the Wind River Range, including the Wind River Gorge and great rafting there, the Yellowstone River where you have some fantastic fishing. There's just an unbelievable amount to see and do in Wyoming. And up here, I forgot to mention the Beartooth Highway, which is supposed to be the prettiest road in the United States. So if you like the outdoors, if you like hunting, if you like fishing, if you like off-road vehicles, hiking, kayaking, canoeing, boating, paddle boarding, skiing, snowboarding, all across country and alpine skiing, Nordic skiing, you know, all the good stuff, snowmobiling, dog sledding, trail riding, they're here. They're all here in Wyoming. So with no further ado, let me show you a little bit more of our place. When you drive up upon it, it's situated on top of a hill overlooking the Little Piney Valley, right along the Bozeman Trail. You can even see the ruts of the wagon wheels on the Bozeman Trail, about 2 miles from our house, and overlooking Fort Phil Kearny, so it's rich in history. No matter which way you look out of our house, there's a great view, and there's usually animals. Here, you're looking out towards the south. You have the mountains to your east. You have antelope in the front yard. You've also got the Little Piney River Valley in front of you there. That is a wraparound porch, by the way. When you head into the nearby mountains, whether it's straight up a trail from Story, Wyoming, 5 miles away, or whether you take the 15-minute drive to take Highway 16 from Buffalo, or the half-hour drive to take Highway 14 from the Ranchester area, you're going to see tremendous amounts of wildlife. We see tons of moose. You're going to see other wildlife pictures in here as well. I tend to take pictures of moose because they're my favorite, but we see mountain lion, bear, deer, elk, bighorn sheep, just tons of different beautiful large animals, as well as some of my favorites, the sandhill cranes that we have that sometimes are on the roof of our house. And I just can't even name them all. Just beautiful, beautiful things like the antelope in our front yard. You also, if you come in the summer, would get the chance to, across the street from us at Little Piney Ranch, check out our draft horses. This is Feathers and Katniss, and we can arrange for you to ride them. There are also tons of great trail riding outfits. Our horses you would ride on the Little Piney Ranch in the foothills, but they're only available if you book when we're going to be there and can be with you. Front yard picture, 2 bucks in velvet. This is in early fall. This is a Thanksgiving shot. It's the vista over Little Piney River Valley and up into the mountains, and you've got a doe right there, as well as some wintering cows. Also a Thanksgiving shot of the sunrise. This is Big Sky Country, and the sunrises and sunsets just will make you weep. So will the other aspects of the early morning views. I should have told you that picture of the doe in our front yard with the snow was an early morning picture. So is this one with the clouds lifting to come up over the nearest ridge and in front of the mountains behind them. Right here, Lake DeSmet. This is a view from the house looking to the southwest. 10 minutes to be out the door and at Lake DeSmet, where you can enjoy a full range of boating activities. And if you book it with us during the summer months, have our access to our kayak as well, which is how we like to explore the lake. Here's a view from the upstairs loft bedroom into the living room. Those two couches are futons. One sleeps two, one sleeps one person, and I have slept on them myself. They're just fine. They're not as great as the beds, so put the kids on them, right? Then this is a view from the wraparound porch. I work from home. I'm a writer, and this inspires me to have my coffee and work on my books out here. Then this is a view from the upstairs loft bedroom, which has a balcony that faces the north, and you can see the sunsets here, and you can often see the weather systems roll in. This is one of those gorgeous sunsets, and here's another and another. I'm kind of into them. This is a view of the mountains during the daytime from our neighborhood. I walk in our neighborhood every day. The hills are fantastic for building your glutes. And I have a little 2.5 mile loop that gets me winded, but my husband is a triathloner, and he runs a lot further than me and is able to find some flatter ground for his long runs along the river. This is up in the mountains off of Highway 16 near the Hunter campsite areas, and this is the mountain lupine. Isn't it gorgeous? And you can see Cloud Peak in the background. And this is my husband. We were off-roading a little bit up again near Hunter, and he thinks he's posing for one of my book covers. This is us trail riding with two horses that were just great, and the mountains are behind us. This is in June. Again, as I said, there's lots of great trail riding outfits. This one happens to be South Fork, which is our favorite, and it's off Highway 16 out of Buffalo. If you want to book, I'm going to go back one. If you want to book trail rides, you can also book them with Paradise Guest Ranch. But if you're going to do something like that, I highly recommend this website, Experience Wyoming, experiencewy.com, which helps you book activities that are exactly the things that I would be taking my guests to do. Exploring Story, exploring Crazy Woman Canyon, historic tours of things like the TNA Ranch, Lake DeSmet, hiking, fishing at Tyhack, and they also make great recommendations on historic spots like Fort Falkirnie, which is directly across from our house, the activities like the trail ridings I mentioned, and places to eat. The activities that they mention, such as horseback riding, they recommend Paradise Ranch off of Highway 16, and honestly, they are fantastic. They can help you rent an ATV, paddle boarding, all kinds of great stuff like that. So those are super. And then I'm going to take you and show you the restaurant recommendations because I think they're great too. Sheridan, the Blacktooth Brewing Company, the Wagon Box in Story, Wyoming, where you can sit out on this deck and enjoy a steak or whatever you'd like to eat, really, underneath the towering pines. Or my favorite, TA Ranch, which just has the absolute best food. Winchester Steakhouse in Buffalo, Ribbon Chop in Sheridan, the Bozeman Trail Steakhouse in Buffalo, all very good. So that's experiencewy.com to book your activities. You'll be glad you did because you'll save a lot of time that you would have spent on trial and error. If you book in the summer months and we are there, you also can have access to our ORV, which is a street legal razor. It's also trail legal. So you can take it up onto trails that allow ORVs. This is a different view of the mountains from my walk. Those rock cliffs are just stunning. They turn different colors during the day depending upon the sunlight and cloud cover, and I could just look at them forever. You can see, too, from the tall buffalo grass why this area is so rich in wildlife and has an amazing history. of sustaining livestock, even given the harsh winters, especially horses, which are very suited for this type of climate. Can't help but taking pictures of the sunset. Here's a full moon over the pasture beside our house, but looking out more towards the Badlands. One of our views is to the east, and it's the Badlands, where you can see the beautiful, rich reds and orange and other hues that the minerals infuse in the soil. Another view of the mountains from my walk, and just a view of me happy, which is what you'll be at our house, but enjoying the buffalo grass, which is over waist high on me. Here's my husband on one of the forks of Piney Creek, just outside of Story. You can actually catch this trail just straight from Story and hike just straight up into the wilderness, all the way into the Cloud Peak Wilderness. And one of our favorite little jaunts when we don't have much time is this spot on the stream where you're seeing my husband Eric right now. It's an antelope eyeing me from the field by our house. And this particular antelope was there every day one summer. I called him the grumpalope. Here's a weathering pattern coming in from the north that I thought looked really neat, and a bonus shot of our Belgian Malinois, Georgia. My son and his girlfriend, and we're enjoying the Fetterman Monument, which is a very spiritual place. If you are into this kind of thing, it is widely believed that Fort Phil Kearny and the Fetterman site have a lot of spirit activity that's left from some of these battles between the U.S. and the Native Americans when the U.S. was breaking their treaty with the Native Americans by fighting them to protect the Bozeman Trail, where people were not supposed to be traveling by wagon, but I digress. This is Tyhack Reservoir off Highway 16 in the Bighorns. Great fishing. A stream feeds out of the bottom, a stream feeds into it, it's dammed up. That's how they created the reservoir. And you can take steps and a trail down the side of the dam and walk further down the creek. You see a lot of wildlife around here too. This is Clear Creek, which runs all the way down into Buffalo, and my son and his girlfriend fording it. We were hiking on this particular day up to the Seven Brothers Lakes. Then this is just a beautiful mountain view from a meadow, and my husband across that same meadow know that is not a mountain lion or a bear in the distance. That's one of our dogs who ensure that we actually never see any mountain lions or bears. My apology, who would be calling and ruining our slideshow halfway through? Well, you know it's real now, don't you? Then this is that same meadow, me with the bad pooches, and same meadow. There's just everywhere you go, there's something beautiful to love. Ponds with lily pads and hoof prints all around them. It's stunning. And there would be the source of those hoof prints, our friend the moose. This is Little Goose Creek, way up in the mountains near the boundary of Cloud Peak Wilderness. Same area. And this is Park Reservoir. It's up near the Spiro Wigwam Dude Ranch, which is also an adjunct of Sheridan College. Another sunset picture. More sunsets! And just some gorgeous flowers in the mountains. This is at Long Lake and Ringbone Lake, both of them off the Circle Park campground off Highway 16. And that's an old dam. It's broken in the open position. This is Ringbone Lake and the view from it. This creek, can't remember the name, but there was just tons of little fish in it, and we waded barefoot because it was a smooth bottom without rocks. Had lunch there. This is fishing on Little Goose Creek up in the mountains, kayaking on Park Reservoir, another moose, more trail riding pictures. a rainy day. It's not the rainiest place in the world. It's not going to be that most of your days are ruined by rain, although you'll get a lot of snow in the winter. But isn't it beautiful when the weather comes in? And this one's near the end of the summer. You can tell the brown grass. This is the office and daybed side of the upstairs loft bedroom. That daybed sleeps two. This is a view off the balcony. You can see some snow there. That was the warm month in February where everything melted. And this is the queen size bed in the loft bedroom. There is a privacy screen for the loft bedroom because it doesn't have a door that closes, but it's more than adequate to make this space completely non-visible from the bulk of the house below. You do have a washer and dryer and a pantry, also a two-car garage, which isn't pictured in any of these photos. There's a private bedroom in the there's a private bathroom in the private bedroom that has a stand-up shower in it, and lots of closet space, and cute buffaloes stenciled. And then this is a view up into the balcony from the kitchen area. A view of the gas stove. You don't have to deal with lugging ashes or wood in and out of the house. It's push buttons, super easy. Another view of it. And we decorated the house with relics that we found on the property, as well as some that we purchased in town that were Native American artifacts. My husband's part Arapaho, so we tried to give it a little of both the Native American and the non-Native American culture. Although, I guess if you're born here, oh well, I don't know. Who knows? Okay, this is the master bedroom, and this bed tilts with push buttons, the foot and the head. I have that because my husband snores, so if yours does, you're in luck. There are drawers and a closet for you to use. There's a TV, but we do not have television service hooked in. We just use it for Netflix, Amazon Prime, and things like that. There is unlimited, really fast Wi-Fi in the house. There are no landline phones, so be sure to bring your cell phone. That's just the way our family rolls these days. It has nothing to do with there not being phone service there. It's just that we don't see any need for it. This is a view from the Penrose Trail over Story, looking back out over our house, basically, and it's in the early spring. And this is further up that same Penrose Trail, just stopped for a photo op by some rock cliffs. And here's another view of Tyhack Reservoir. Another view of one of the forks of Clear Creek. And whoa, we got the picture of my son again. Here's another trail riding picture. And kayaking at Lake DeSmet. Both our dogs like to ride on the kayak with us so that we can explore beaches that you can't reach by foot. And this is a shot of me at Longmire Days. If you're a fan of the show Longmire, the fictional town of Durant, Wyoming is Buffalo, Wyoming. And Buffalo, Wyoming is 15 minutes from our house. Longmire Days are in July. They're a blast, and the cast comes, and the writer, Craig Johnson, and they bring vehicles that are used on the show, and vehicles inspired by the show, and vehicles that inspired the show. So some more sunset. This is up in the mountains, though, and here we are at Medicine Wheel, a very, very spiritual site for the Native Americans, and it's on Highway 14A. I highly recommend that drive, stopping at Medicine Wheel and driving down into the the Bighorn River Reservoir and Valley. It's just gorgeous. Buffalo has an annual parade and rodeo, and here's a rodeo clown riding his tame steer in the parade. Again, picture yourself happy here, hiking day in the mountains. And that's just one of our antelope friends standing behind our barn and standing behind a pile of building materials, which is not very beautiful, but has been moved. And another hiking picture. Another hiking picture. Oh, there's so many hiking pictures. Dogs are welcome everywhere in Wyoming. My gosh, the most dog-friendly place. And usually you're hiking down a trail and someone yells, "Hey, my dogs, they're friendly," and you yell, "So are ours," and then the dogs all get to know each other and everyone behaves like perfect gentlemen and ladies. Leashes are cool, but I've never seen people using them. So if you're scared of dogs, Wyoming may not be the place for you, but if you love animals and you love the outdoors, then you're gonna love it here. I know some people that have moved there just because it's so animal friendly. So another view from our wraparound porch of the mountains and leading up again to our house. Sunrises, some of the artifacts we found that we ended up decorating with. And winter month fun. We've got friends who are outfitters. We've got friends who are fishing guides. So really anything that you need. If you can't find it through Experience Wyoming, which would be our first recommendation, they'll be better than we are. But if you still need more, we're happy to help too and help you find what it is that you're looking to do on your dream vacation. This is at the Wagon Box Monument, another place I highly recommend you visit. I pretty much have this picture in here to remind me to tell you about it. It's 3 or 4 minutes from our house. Another view from the upstairs loft bedroom, this one down into the kitchen. And a side view of the kitchen. We keep our horses across the street at Little Piney Ranch, and this is a picture of my husband Eric out riding one of their horses one day. They do have horses they teach lessons on as well. And if you run out of room in our space, they rent out cabins, and they have 2 full cabins that they rent out. The full moon off our porch, and another great view of the mountains. And there just aren't any bad views of the mountains. I could look at these pictures all day. While this one is pulling up, it's a pretty night shot. I want to tell you that, oh, it didn't pull up, so never mind. I won't tell you that. Forget I said it. A view from one of the forks of Little Piney, and a view of the rainy day. I think we already saw that. A view out the loft windows looking south. Isn't that gorgeous? You can see the cattle grazing. You can watch the cowboys on horseback moving the horses around. And because of the way acoustics work, if you're and the way sound travels, if you're standing out in our front yard, you can hear them just like they're there. Not like it's loud, but there's clarity to it. So you can hear them talking to their horses and cows. And that's it. We're back where we started from. So whether you're coming for a weekend or a month, contact us, book through the website. We would love to host you at our house if we can fit you in. It sure is a gorgeous place, and we love nothing more than sharing it.